Our first guest tonight is one of the funniest people in the history of people. He is a Golden Globe-winning and Oscar-nominated actor who stars in a new drama called Mr. Church. It opens in theaters 1 week from tonight. Please welcome Eddie Murphy. Thank you for being here. It's great to have you. How is it possible that you have not aged like even like a month?
I'm aging.
Saturday Night Live. It's crazy. Are you moisturizing? What is your secret?
I'm aging. I'm getting older.
Did you go to the prom? I wanted to ask you because I don't know if you saw. We had a little a case.
Yeah, I was watching. The year I graduated, I had to go to summer school to get out, so I didn't go to the prom because I was getting left back.
Oh, really?
You don't want to be at the prom left back. Well, I didn't go.
Yeah, there's a special section for those kids at the prom.
I went the year after.
Oh, you did? You came back around? And
well, the girl I was seeing in school, she was graduating that year.
I see. Did you ask her? Well, in those days, you didn't ask in some big special way. It was just, will you go to the prom with me, right?
Well, actually, we had broken up, and it was kind of like we broke up maybe 2 months before the prom, and I was kind of like, well, I'm going to go to the prom, because it was a horrible prom.
It was a bad prom?
The prom pictures are like this.
Did you get her back home on time?
Oh, yeah, because we had broken up. I really was just going through it to be
You got
nice.
her home early.
Yeah, I got her home.
Tom Hanks was here last night, and I asked him if he packed for himself when he traveled, and he said no, he packs everything for himself. Do you have a person who packs your stuff for you, like a butler or something like that?
A butler? I don't have a butler, but I don't pack my stuff.
You don't pack your own stuff? I knew you didn't. I'm happy to hear you don't pack your own stuff. I mean, if you pack your own stuff, really, who? I mean, what do we have to even aspire to? There's a piece of artwork from Good Times, which is a show that was one of my favorites.
I love Good Times. That's cool.
So there's a painting in the beginning, and JJ was a painter on the show.
The Sugar Shack.
The Sugar Shack.
Yeah, they painted it for Marvin Gaye's album, the I Want You album. And I have it now. I have the original Sugar Shack.
I know that because I thought, I want to find and buy that painting so I could have it in my home. And I went online.
I'll sell it to you.
Oh, you will? Really?
It's terribly expensive now, though. Because the artist passed away, and the album it's really cool to have that picture because a lot of people have copies of it.
Yeah, you can't even find copies of that picture anymore.
Yeah, I got that downstairs and by the little bowling alley. We have a picture up there.
You have a bowling alley?
Yeah.
Wow. That's really the ultimate.
Can you bowl?
I can bowl. Yeah, my parents met in a bowling alley. I have 3 holes in my body. What was your all-time favorite episode of Good Times?
Oh, I have a bunch. You know, I was watching Good Times the other day, and I was watching an episode where James died. And Florida wouldn't cry. And every time they went to touch her, she would go, oh, no. And she was cleaning, and she threw the punch bowl on the floor and said, damn, damn, damn.
They had
And I was sitting there crying at home.
They had the worst life. They really did. I think they killed James because the actor who played James wouldn't sign the contract or something. They said, all right, we're killing you.
I don't remember what happened. But I know every week it seemed like he was getting laid off every week. And he didn't know he was getting up and go, I got to go to work, Flora. She goes, James, you're laid off. Every week.
He would come home with his hat off. When his hat came off, you knew something bad was happening. He'd walk in, he'd have that hat off, and it happened again.
But the show wasn't the same after John Amos left.
It wasn't, no.
Yeah, I tell you, for me, still, that was the most realistic black father I've seen on television to this date.
It may have been the most realistic father on television.
Yeah, he was real. He would like whip you. He'd take you in the back and whip you. And he'll whip. I seen him whip Michael's friend once. Michael brought a friend home, and his friend was tripping, and James took him in the back and whipped him. James was whipping ass.
Yeah, he'll get a little nervous when James is home.
Yeah.
You said you don't have a computer. You've never Googled yourself, I assume.
Oh no.
No, and none of that.
I don't do any of that. I don't have the computer or not the. What's the you guys do? Emails. I don't have any of that.
Email? Wow. Is it because you don't want people bothering you, or you just don't have any interest in it?
I just don't. I'm like, what am I gonna? Who am I gonna email? Who am I going to tweet?
Good way to tweet. No Facebook, nothing like that.
No, I don't have any. And I hear everybody tells me, oh, you got to have that stuff now. And I'm like, really? You got to have it? So supposedly everybody has it.
No, don't get it. You don't want it. You don't need it in your life. It really kind of ruins everything.
And Facebook and tweeting and.
Well, you have a lot of kids. Well, you have a new baby now. How old is your daughter? So
she's 4 months old.
They're probably doing all that stuff. Well, not
all my kids. Everyone I know does all of that stuff. I just don't do it.
Yeah, you don't do it. Are you enjoying having a 4-month-old around?
Oh yeah, it's nothing like having a new baby in the house.
Yeah. You keep having them. You have 9. Did you ever imagine you'd have 9 kids? Was that something that you figured you'd want to do?
It wasn't like I planned in the beginning, like, oh, it's like how many kids. It just kind of happened, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm happy, yeah.
You will never get a vasectomy?
Well, now I'm 55, so, I only have a little bit longer.
You only have like 25 more years.
Before I'm shooting blanks.
I know guys that are 75 years old. They're still having
babies. You can still have babies?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. You got to be careful. If you want, I'll go with you. I mean, we'll get them tied up together. You started doing stand-up when you were a baby, really. You were, what, 15 years old? What possessed a 15-year-old kid to go into a comedy club or wherever it was that you started and get up on stage?
You remember back they used to have a show called The Gong Show?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, The Gong Show. The Gong Show. That show was so popular, bars started having Gong Show night. And it was a bar that was having Gong Show night, and the first prize was $25. And my brother was like, yo, you should go down there and do the Gong Show and get that money. $25, just go down there and do Stevie Wonder and do that Muhammad Ali impression. You win that. So I went down there and did it, and I won it.
You won the $25? Unbelievable. Chuck Barris is indirectly responsible for your career. When we come back, we're going to see a clip from your new movie. Eddie Murphy is with us. His movie is called Mr. Church. We'll be right
back. Why don't you ever tell me where you live? Where do you go when you aren't with us?
Because what I do with my own personal time is my business, y'all.
You know everything about me, so just tell me something.
It's late, y'all.
Please.
Hey, I said it's late. I like ice cream.
What kind?
Butter pecan.
Favorite color?
Brown.
Movie?
The Maltese Falcon.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Okay, now that's enough.
All right, just tell me what your house looks like, or tell me who your best friend is. Come on, just tell me who.
Hey, I said enough! That's Eddie Murphy and Mr. Church. So, there's talk you might get an Oscar nomination for this role. Is that something you've thought about when you read the script?
I didn't think that when I got the script. I just responded to the script. I wasn't thinking I could get an Oscar if I do this. But I'm glad everybody is responding. Like
Yeah, it's a very serious movie. It's a kind of a tearjerker, I think.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever been in something that was serious like this. You know?
Is this the first time you ever really cried? There's one scene where you
Well,
cried.
I cried once, but it was after a movie. I cried after Pluto Nash once. That's the only time I cried. I was like, it's over. It's over. So I'm going out like this. That's the only time I've ever cried in the movie, I think.
Tracy Morgan told me that when he was in
I
this
love Tracy
car
Morgan.
accident.
What's up, Tracy?
I love him too. That you were the first guy to make him laugh. You called him and made him laugh. And he also told me, I thought this was interesting, you play a cook in this film. Do you cook at all at home?
I'm not a good cook.
Because Tracy told me that he went to your house and you made him, as he said over and over again to me, ballpark Franks.
He said, I went over there, he made me Franks, ballpark Franks.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why I'ma always be cool with Eddie, because he made me them Franks. And when I was young, they used to call me Fat Murphy. That's when he told me that.
That's it.
He told me when he was young, they used to call him Fat Murphy.
Everybody imitates Tracy Morgan. That's easily the best Tracy Morgan imitation I've ever seen. You could go on the road as him. You did last year. You were given the Mark Twain Prize at the Kennedy Center, which is a great honor. Great comedians, George Carlin, Lily Tomlin. I think Steve Martin got that award.
Yeah.
And you did a little bit of stand-up, and it was so great to see. And I know everybody's bust your balls. When are you going to do stand-up
But
again?
I wasn't really doing stand-up.
Well,
It was like a long acceptance speech.
You did part of it, yes, it was an acceptance speech, but you did your great Bill Cosby impersonation. And it's a crazy Bill Cosby impersonation. It's like Bill Cosby if it was probably like if Bill Cosby in the Playboy Mansion, you know, what was really going on. But did you hear from Bill at all after that?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Is that why you don't have a computer?
No.
You might get an email from Bill Cosby.
I'm not frightened of Bill.
No, nor should you be, yeah.
No, I didn't get any calls.
You did not hear from him. And this is something like doing stand-up is something that is, people think you could just walk up on stage and do it, but you really, it's like a whole lead up to doing stand-up.
You got to go back to the clubs and work out and do all that stuff.
You're
You
not
just-
doing that stuff.
But I might.
You
I
might.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, because I haven't done it in so long, and I'm curious now to what would, like, so much has changed. I'm like, what would even come out? You know, I don't even know what I would be like.
Yeah, really, because you have all these things that are very relatable, and now you have someone who packs for you, and it's harder to, you know.
And I don't have no leather suits. No, I don't have any leather suits.
We can get you a leather suit. The new thing is vinyl. I think that'll work out even better. Well, I tell you what, it's really a thrill to have you here. Honestly, it is. I appreciate your coming, and I pray that you do decide to do stand-up again, because I think I speak for everybody when I say, you know, screw your life. We want to see some stand-up comedy from Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy's movie, Mr. Church, opens a week from tonight. We'll be right back with Gaten Matter